Welcome back to the Cosasverdes channel. We're going to dive right into Bitcoin price. In my last video, we talked about two main ideas. First is, where will price begin to accelerate? I chose this line right here at 39,580, and it is at about 9 minutes and 18 seconds, lasts for about a minute. Battling this line and doesn't bust until, my idea, it won't bust up until it gets above 39,580 is my explosion line up to the quarter line or higher will be denoted by 39,580. One thing I could have done better in that video is I should have given that or higher target, which thank goodness I have a private community both in Discord and YouTube private community. Links for that below. There's a join button for the YouTube community and links to the Discord community, but I gave specific targets and Bitcoin actually just hit that target. We'll go over that here a little bit later. So for new viewers, the reason why that's important is we don't just give price targets and say, you know, oh, it's going up here. I show you how price will get there. Like, how will it move? How and where will it begin moving if it hits price targets? And that's what's so special about this. And also for returning viewers, see how this is the 1 quarter line of our zoom out, our year-long channel with the baseline, the quarter line, the half quart line, 3/4, and the top. And it goes back to the 15.5K low back in November of 2022. So remember I said it'll go up to the 1 quarter line or higher after it accelerates from this exact line. So for returning viewers and new viewers, you could try to follow along too. However, resistance line, go up to it or higher. It punched through it, pulled back, and continued its acceleration classically when it got over its punch high. The high it made when it punched through resistance, came back to test it perfectly on a wick. And I did not retrofit this line. It's in the exact same spot as that video. And then continued. That's perfect. That's why I draw that shape and talk about punch high, come back, test resistance, and then accelerate. This is perfect. Bitcoin price is moving perfectly, which is why I'm going to be so flattered if this is actually where it stops. Okay, because I even said on the community, I'm going to give a really cute number over here. So this is from our daily update on December 3rd, which is timestamped up here where my cursor is moving back and forth. And I had I did it just to be cute, but it really actually made sense. 4,444. And you can pause this and read it if you'd like. And if you really want to get my private daily update from that day, you could go ahead and try to type all that crap in there too. And it's unlisted, so for people who aren't part of the community, you could probably look at that if you want. Actually, I recommend that you do, and I might even put a link down below for it, so you can see what you're not getting in the private community. And then I make a lot more videos than I do on YouTube, right? So here we are. I did not give the or higher targets in my last public YouTube video, but for my private community I did, and that's where we are now. If price were to go to the third target higher, it would probably have to begin pulling back and going back to the monthly 10 after that. But as of now, if it get a small miniature pullback and go up, it's going to be closer to 47.2, perhaps as high as 48K if it does a failure pattern and then gets rejected on the second try to get above. So first try it punches through, second try lower high and comes down. Next push should be the last unless there is further ETF news. Without news, there likely won't be 2 more pushes, rather only one, right? To the 47 to 48 and change area. I think this is good for now. I don't really see continued push without news. But the charts historically, it still has for one more. I'm guessing this is the last. That is my specific guess, but remember, my guess doesn't mean this is off the next push up is off the table, which is why I'm giving that specific target. How will Bitcoin price move if it goes up to the next level? Well, we're going to cover that as we continue on with this video. So stay tuned, new viewers, and returning viewers. This is where you go ahead and hit the like button. New viewers, don't hit like until you like what we see. Let's go. Okay, in that video, we also talked about the daily RSI with control zones and the 12 EMA. I said if December's going to be great at the beginning, the daily RSI was postured right here where the arrow is on, I don't know, roughly November 30th, December 1st area. And I said if December's going to be green right off the bat, altcoin holders, particularly for altcoin holders who have been holding altcoins, I said I would not get scared out of my positions and start selling if you see at the beginning of the month the daily RSI get above that white line. Just continue doing what you're doing. Because if you get above that white line, then it's just onward and upward. And I just made it really simple. Don't worry about price. If you just go here, if you see it above, just continue with your plan, and boom, made it very, very simple. Had a very large move thereafter. That was the second main idea from that video, and the title was slightly clickbait. I said if it gets rejected, we could get a 15 to 30% pullback, which actually was true. It would have happened, but it charged right through it. That was the second main idea. Now let's talk about what do we do from here, and let's zoom out for new viewers and show this 1 year long beautiful channel in all of its glory right here. And new viewers, if you want to try to replicate most of that, I can get rid of some of these to clean it up a little bit. There we go. All of its glory. So what's price going to do next? Now that we've covered the two main ideas and they both ended up working out, now that price has so much separation, it's going to be very hard to make good guesses. So my follow-up of my next video, so new viewers, who else are you watching out there who is trying to review what they did last and how well it worked? And when it doesn't work, I am not very shy about it. So I won't just delete videos and all that good stuff. Okay, I'll try to keep things very honest. If Bitcoin begins finally, what I'm guessing with 100% of all years in Bitcoin, if you take January 1st as a middle line, look back and forward each 45 days, meaning it's a 90-day window, 100% of all years have had a Christmas pullback of 25% or more. All but one, which is 2015, have had a 30% plus pullback. All but one within that 90-day window, 45 days before, 45 days after New Year's, which goes from the middle of November to the middle of February. But does that mean Bitcoin straight up, straight down? No, because the daily RSI got hot again. It did not hit the 80 line, so it doesn't have to hang up there very long. However, price is very separated from the RSI is very separated from the EMA. I don't see it going straight up, straight down. So it's probably going to hang out here for quite a while, even if it doesn't continue going up. So let's say in the situation, price does not continue going up. What's going to happen? It's not going straight down. Like, you're not going to get any huge shorts that are in the money, like instantly and forever, and you're holding it on, until $20,000, which probably won't happen. It's going to be frustration time, if that was the height. So please be prepared for that. If you're watching my channel saying, yes, his main guess, and this guy guesses right a lot. His main guess is this, I'm going short. Well, if you short now, you're probably going to get frustrated out. I'm anticipating that specifically under the condition that's the top of this move, not the top of, maybe even the top for the year. Now, another idea, a lot of times Bitcoin will go higher local high, barely, higher local high, barely, higher local high, barely, higher local high, barely, like this, and it'll ride up an ascending line. That's one way it can frustrate you. Another way is it could pull back, barely make a higher high, and then pull back its first lower low, and then start coming down. And over time, some people call that a head and shoulders. It's another common way. But in this event, I think it's going to be the second most common way because price is too hot to make that the most probable way it's going to form. That's a 7-day period. So new viewers, not only showing you the shape price, the two most likely shapes price will take if that is the height, the general push up, with slightly local higher highs, very slightly local higher highs, within the frustration zone. It's going to take a week if it forms a head and shoulders. That is my guess. Main guess though, if this is generally the last push, I think it'll squeak out higher highs barely multiple times and then start coming down and touch here, and then a lower high, and then start correcting out. And all of that after the frustration, correction, lower high. That's 11 days. So that's going closer to Christmas. So if you're short, just realize it's going to do one of those two, even if now's the time to begin starting to be short. Second most probable price path is it does do some mini pullback and then goes up to the top of the point of control, which is the highest historically that price of anything on any time frame goes when you fall out of a channel for an extended period of time, which Bitcoin did. Spent 80 days outside of this, what was like an 11-month channel at that time. Or no, yeah, spend about 80 days outside of it. When you go back into a channel, remember for new viewers, returning viewers, it's good to hear this again, just so you never forget. When you leave for an extended period of time out of a channel, even if it's on a 15-second channel that only lasts, 8 hours, you either come back up to it and get rejected, then fall back out. You get back into the channel, get rejected by the 1/4 line, and then fall out, or you go up to the point of control, either the top or bottom of it. You go to the point of control, and then slowly you start accumulating outside of it, and that channel is no longer good. So within this, it still has historically the way channels work on crypto price on any time frame, any crypto. It still has a chance to go up to the top of the point of control. And that would put you closer to the 48K magnet zone, which everybody on every channel is probably talking about, because when you look left, it goes to the first weekly obvious lower high in our bear market before most people knew it was a bear market. This should say 48K exactly. I don't ever put it like that. I don't know why it doesn't say 48K exactly. There we go. Looking left, 69K top, 48K top. It was the first obvious lower weekly high, and that is our magnet zone. So price could be attracted up there, just almost like a small child in an elevator. When they see he or she sees buttons, they want to touch them. That 48K is a button. Price might just go there for a self-fulfilling prophecy, kid in an elevator theory. Which new viewers, if you like that analogy, that's when you hit the thumbs up. And returning viewers, if you're lazy and you didn't do it the first time, here's where you do it to help out your content creator, because this video is sponsored by you all. How does it get up there? Without news, it's going to follow some pretty classic stuff. I don't see it making higher highs and then busting up. Weak higher highs than busting up. I would say it has a better chance of making roughly a 45-degree angle to the previous shape, and then coming up and busting up once it gets either above the current local high or above the bottom of the point of control. But I bet it would hit just roughly a 45-degree angle first from the last structure, and then try again. And it could hit it quickly, it could hit it slowly. If it hits it quickly, it'll go down lower, and that price point would be somewhere closer to 41.8. If it does it more slowly, that point is up higher because it's ascending, closer to 42.8, $1,000 difference over, but it's still the same line over a 2-day period, $1,000 difference. I think it would hit that before it would move itself up, as opposed to getting weaker with slightly higher highs. I think that would pull it strongly. Lower targets? I don't think we need to talk about lower targets quite yet. I don't want to talk about lower targets until the 1/4 line is broken and begins being used as resistance. When it comes down to it and is bouncing on it, well, why? Why wouldn't I still talk about it if it bounces? Because it could make higher highs, but it's almost definitely going to make an aggressive lower high and then take more time, another whole week. So I don't need to talk about downside right now. Could I eat my words and put my foot in my mouth? Yeah, we'll find out next video. If it goes straight down and I said this, I will cover, hey, I said this and I was dead wrong. Let's learn from it together. And new viewers, that's why you would hit the thumbs up button. So now let's zoom out here. And I want to show new viewers one last thing that's hyper important. If you're an altcoin person, hyper important to remember. Going to a cleaner chart over here, so we can see more price history. Boom, boom. When I am going into alts confidently is when this white line or the monthly 10 is touched one more time and used as support. That's where used as support, because once it gets down there, it might not use it as support. That's not actually what I wanted you to know. The last bear market, we had an aggressive run up that was larger than this one. $3,200 to $14K, exact shape off of our lows. That would have been equivalent to making a triple high, going up to the same point of control. Or actually, this is a different point of control. This is a macro mega channel going back to when Bitcoin price was like $2. You want to see that? All the way back here. See, $2. And you can try to copy this if you want. Probably won't end up as sexy as mine, but I have the sexy starts in crypto. That is confirmed by YouTube. And see how high that would have gone? 70. That would have made new highs. And still double bottomed. But Tim had a coronavirus black swan. Yeah, but we didn't have that many wars going on at that time. With Venezuela getting ready to invade a neighboring country for oil. For its natural resources. Like, this is great. We could get a black swan. So remember the last cycle, the mid cycle connecting a bear market to a future bull market. It's still double bottomed, and the rally was so much big. Look at the size of this. This is our current rally. Let me draw over our current rally so you can see it. That's our current rally. The previous rally still double bottomed. So what does that mean for people in profit on altcoins? That means as Bitcoin's getting closer to 48K and hit a very aggressive target quickly, 44,444, it's time to consider not being super greedy and paying yourself back. I strongly recommend you to consider that as just a general thought, not financial advice at any time. But that is the main thing I wanted you to know. The last mid-cycle area, 2019, 2020, connecting bear market to the future bull market, was bigger and still double bottomed. And the current environment right now is primed. And I hope I can make videos on this in the future, going back to all the times I said, please be aware it could still be close to double bottom. I don't think it will double bottom, but I want you to be prepared that it could. I think a higher low around 25K again or something is reasonable. If you want to know my actual guess. But I need you to be prepared for the idea that the last one was bigger, is still double bottom. Please don't forget it. Please don't forget it. Don't think this is like the bull run forever. That white line needs to be touched and used as support. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. And when above it, didn't use it as support. When above it, didn't use it as support second time. Actually, 1, 2, 3 times. It did it on the 4th. So got above it, didn't use it as support. Got above it, didn't use it as support too. So the next one would be the 3rd. And on the 3rd is where this one fell down pretty aggressively. On that white line, which is the monthly 10 EMA. So I am focused. So mixing those two thoughts together, the one I really wanted you to know plus the white line. I'm not too worried about having missed out on this rally and not been aggressive going into alts because I was a little fearful of the SEC coming out and ruining the party. But I am very confident I will have another good chance after some type of Christmas close to New Year. It could be middle of February, could be Christmas Day, could be the day after the ETF news on January 10th. But I am looking for the monthly 10 to be hit. Very likely stimulated by the end of year, like Christmas dump or New Year's dump in crypto, which has happened every year. 2015 being the lightest case, 25% or 27%. Right? And also, if you are in the pool of people who want to be short, okay, so now I'm focused on you folks. Everybody's probably bullish, but the few of you who just are stubbornly short, remember, if you're trying to be short, and Tim's target was hit, I'm short, you're going to get likely frustrated with sideways if not slightly sideways price action for the next 7 to 14 days. You just got Timified worldwide. Peace.